Coming up in the news, the health minister cautions Bahamians not to get relaxed as COVID-19 remains a health threat. An 8-Mile Rock man charged with attempted rape. And a local attorney not happy with what he is seeing inside the Garnet-Laverty Court complex. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Ministry of Health hosting a press conference this afternoon, giving the nation an update on the COVID-19 pandemic nationally. During this press conference, the Minister of Health announcing the rollout of a new campaign, Healthy Together. The Minister of Health, the Honorable Renward Wells, stressing the importance of remaining vigilant and adhering to protocols which have proven successful in slowing the spread of the COVID-19 virus. To this end, the Minister announced the launch of the Healthy Together campaign, which will provide residents with critical and timely information.
The Healthy Together campaign will take an evidence-based approach. It aims to promote responsible behavior and encourage a mindset change that is compliant with public health measures to protect our entire population. Over the next 2 months, the Healthy Together campaign will have a multi-channeled and multimedia rollout. It features various graphic and video-based social media posts, television advertisements, and articles. It also showcased an official website at healthytogether.gov.bs.
The minister adds that it is crucial at this time to remember and adhere to safety measures as many persons continue to return to workspaces, as well as more and more students return to the classroom. He says that the website will also provide population-specific information.
Non-communicable diseases are prevalent in our society and have given rise to specific comorbidities in our population. Healthy Together will address many of these healthcare issues. In addition to learning the symptoms of those suspected to be infected with COVID-19, attention will be given to our precious pearls, the elderly in our society. Guidelines will also be given for public interactions, such as fellowship shopping and traveling. A topic that will have received increased attention is that of mental health.
Minister Wells says that although the country continues to track relatively low numbers, it is not an indication to become relaxed.
Many persons are feeling pandemic fatigue after sustaining major lifestyle changes for so many months. The Healthy Together campaign serves as a vital reminder for members of the public not to let their guard down. The requirements of the new normal, although simple, can be burdensome. Again, now is not the time to feel perturbed by the requirements of the new normal. We must remain disciplined and not let our guards down.
And now to the latest COVID numbers. 8 new cases yesterday, 4 in New Providence, 4 in Andros, and 1 each in Grand Bahama and Abaco. 10 new cases bringing the total number of cases to 8,403. At this point, there are 18 cases in hospital, 2 in Grand Bahama and the remaining 16 in New Providence. The death toll stands at 179, with 15 deaths still under investigation. 1,023 cases are active and recovered cases stand at 7,184. Some $2 million invested in the renovations at the Garnet-Laverty Justice Center. And while the court complex has taken on a new look, a local attorney says the interior of the complex is not appealing at all. He says much more must be done to ensure that the interior of the court is as aesthetically pleasing and is in keeping with the status of the justice system. Attorney Brian Hanna continuing his push to bring about change at the Garnet Lavarity Justice Center. Hanna says that although the courthouse was recently renovated and upgraded, he says he still has a bone of contention. It is the pileup of old furniture and boxes in the foyer.
To me, it's just an unnecessary evil for the amount of storage being stored in the foyer of the courthouse. Tables, chairs. I think they're like old stuff they hope to discard with. How long it's going to be? It's been now quite maybe 8 months, 9 months since the renovation have been completed, and the foyer of the courthouse is just inundated with storage.
Hanna adds that preparations have been made to provide judges with adequate and secure parking. However, that area is yet to be complete.
Number one, there's no place, there's no provisions being made or have been made for attorneys to park. There's nowhere around here to park at all. And there's also, mind you, provisions being made for the judges to park. And that is excellent, I must say. But it's not in effect. It's not incomplete. Persons, ordinary citizens attending court are still parking in the judges' spot, parking in the area where it's actually allocated for judges to park. Why that have not been completed, it's just bewildering to me. It's just a matter of closing it in, paving it, and having it secured for the safety of judges coming in and out of court. Same thing with the magistrate aspect of it on the other side. Magistrates are being thrown in the bundle with citizens parking here. Sometimes they come to court, there's no parking, there's no provisions, safe provisions being in place for the judges and magistrates to park their cars.
Now we spoke with Supreme Court Deputy Registrar for the Northern Bahamas, Stephanie Saunders, who explains the procedure for removing the furniture.
This furniture is 25 years old, and when they were moved, some of them fell apart. But the government does not discard furniture until it has been assessed by the Board of Survey, and so we have to hold the furniture until the Board of Survey meets and they assess the furniture, and then we will be able to discard the furniture that is unsalvageable. Now, those that we can use, which we have, we are seeking to either maybe have it sent to Nassau, or it can be given to other government departments. Now, I haven't received any directions or instructions as to what to do with those items. However, I should be getting that momentarily.
And as to the parking,
we ascertained that the parking was deficient for the judges' area, and so now we are seeking to expand it, and that is being done by the Ministry of Works. And so they are, regrettably, they cleared the area with the grass, and the grass grew back, and so now they are going to have to redo that and then pour the driveway for the judges. So it's just a matter of time that the Ministry of Works would be able to address that.
Saunders adds that she believes the issue could have been addressed internally.
I would have thought that the question could have been raised with me before being put into the public forum, and then they would have been able to receive the answer directly from me, other than in this forum.
In news from the Magistrate Court, 36-year-old Eric O'Neill Strawn of Hannah Hill 8 Mile Rock appearing before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson today on the charge of attempted rape. He was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until May 19th, when a voluntary bill of indictment will be served. Strawn was advised that he can seek bail by way of the Supreme Court. The charge stems to an incident that occurred earlier this week. The governing Free National Movement now has 25 candidates officially ratified to contest seats in the next general election. One of the candidates is the incumbent for North Abaco. Tonight, the parliamentarian says that despite double challenges by Hurricane Dorian and the COVID-19 pandemic, he is confident that he did his best to serve his constituents and that he's looking forward to continuing that service. The Member of Parliament for North Abaco, the Honourable Darren Henfield, recently ratified as the standard bearer for the governing Free National Movement once again. Minister Henfield says that he gladly accepts the challenge to continue serving that constituency as best he can under the circumstances left behind by Monster Storm Dorian and the pandemic. He says despite the current challenges, work is progressing steadily.
Housing, I think, is a challenge for us, continues to be a challenge for us, I know. And so I'm excited about the proposals that we have to build housing communities or subdivisions in Spring City, Wilson City, and in Central Abaco, particularly in the Murphytown area, where the government will make available land for individuals, young families who qualify to be able to start their families and own a home. You know, owning a home is one of the most important things people do in their lifetimes. We're pleased that we're also getting a $5+ million bridge that connects Little Abaco and Great Abaco. Of course, Dorian washed the bridge away that was there previously, and so we're happy for that. We're putting in seawalls in Central Abaco to stop the erosion further exacerbated by Dorian. And so we're very pleased for that.
He adds that other major projects include several dock repairs throughout the island and the recent groundbreaking for a state-of-the-art hurricane shelter and community center. The parliamentarian notes that the storm left behind some $3.5 billion worth of damage. While he believes that combating the negativity of the destruction may be a challenge, he says he also believes that residents will acknowledge that major work continues on the ground.
Dorian is going to be a challenge for anyone who has to contend with going to people who are still in the process of recovering. But you know, we've been able to source through help and otherwise thousands and thousands of sheets of sheetrock, devices for children and laptops for children to go to school. We're assisting with the rebuilding of several homes in Abaco as we speak. Quietly going about trying to get people back to where they need to be. The DRE has again restarted its small home repairs program, which is ready and good news for all of our people who are still waiting on their final funding to get going. So Dorian will continue to be a challenge, I think, for the entire economy of the Bahamas, because you know, between Grand Bahama and Abaco, we lost some 18% of our economy.
Now, if re-elected, Henfield says the focus will continue on rebuilding holistically post-Dorian, amongst other projects.
We want to improve our infrastructure in Abaco, our roadworks and our docks. Government infrastructure needs to be improved. We want to have some kind of a technical school, BTVI, in Abaco, where we can put some of our kids, young people, to work in trades that are very much needed. We see it more now than ever. We need plumbers and carpenters and electricians and handymen and really contractors that could do the kind of work that we need to help to rebuild Abaco. These are some of the things that we wanted to do. We need to improve our parks and our playgrounds for the kids. There's lots of work for us to do, but in the moment, our focus is trying to get people back in their housing.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.